Windows Platform application in Visual. Visual Studio with XAML and C Sharp. Article 06/19/2024. In this tutorial, as an introduction to the Visual Studio Integrated Development Environment, IDE, you create a Hello World app that runs on any Windows 10 or later device. To do so, you use a Universal Windows Platform, UWP, project template, extensible application markup language, XAML, and the C Sharp programming language. 7 Note: if you're happy with your current functionality in the Universal Windows Platform, UWP, then there's no need to migrate your project type to Windows App SDK.WinUI2.x, and the Windows SDK support UWP project types. If you would like to get started with WinUI 3 and Windows App SDK, then you can follow the steps in the Windows App SDK tutorial. In this tutorial, you create a project, create an application, run the application. Prerequisites: you need Visual Studio to complete this tutorial. Visit the Visual Studio downloads page for a free version. 7 Note: this tutorial requires the blank app, Universal Windows, project template. During installation, select the Universal Windows Platform development workload. If you already have Visual Studio installed and need to add it, from the menu, select Tools, Get Tools and Features, or in the Create a New Project window, select the Install More Tools and Features link. Create a project. First, create a Universal Windows Platform project. The project type comes with all the template files you need, before you even add anything. 1. Open Visual Studio, and on the Start window, choose Create a New Project. 2. On the Create a New Project screen, enter Universal Windows in the search box, choose the C Sharp template for blank app, Universal Windows, and then choose Next. 3. Give the project a name, Hello World, and choose Create. 4. Accept the default target version and minimum version settings in the new Universal Windows Platform project dialog box. 7 Note: if this is the first time you have used Visual Studio to create a UWP app, the Enable Developer Mode for Windows dialog box appears. Select Settings for Developers to open Settings. Turn on Developer Mode, and then choose Yes. Visual Studio installs an additional developer mode package for you. When the package installation is complete, close the Settings dialog box. Create the application. It's time to start developing. Add a button control, add an action to the button, and then start the Hello World app to see what it looks like. 1. Add a. In the Solution Explorer, double-click Main Page.xaml to open a split view. There are 2 panes: the XAML Designer, which includes a design canvas, and the XAML Editor, where you can add or change code. 2. Choose Toolbox to open the Toolbox flyout window. If you don't see the Toolbox option, you can open it from the menu bar. To do so, choose View Toolbar. Or, press Ctrl plus Alt plus X. 3. Select the pin icon to dock the Toolbox window. For select the button control and then drag it onto the design canvas. Tell us about your PDF experience. Visual Studio Tutorial.
Select the design, select the button control and then drag it onto the design curve surface. If you look at the code in the XAML editor, you'll see the button appears here. It's dressed in red, button grid content. Add a label to the button. In the XAML editor, change the button content value from button to hello world. Notice that the button AXML designer changes too. See hello on the canvas. About the event handler. Event handler handles sounds complicated, right? But just another name for the code. It's called when an event happens. In this case, it adds an action to hello world button. Double click the button control on the design campus. Edit the event handler code in the main page.xaml.cs. That's the code behind page. Here's where the things get interesting. The default event handler looks like this. Little snippets says private, void, button click, object sender, route event, args, e. Change it so it looks like this. Main, public, isync. Here's the code and copy and paste. You can just copy it in. It's called async. What did we just do? The code uses some Windows APIs to create speech synthesis objects and then gives it some text to say. For more information, use speech synthesis is the code word. See system.speech.synthesis. Run the application. It's time to build, deploy, and launch the Hello World UWP app. See what it looks like and sounds like. Here's how. Use the play button. That's a big green thing. Debug x86. That's 8086. CPU anywhere. It has text local machine. Right, to start the application. Alternatively, you could choose debug with the asterisk, start debugging from the menu bar, or press A5 to start your app. View your app, which appears soon after splash screen appears. The app should look similar to this image. It looks like what I just, hello world, just says hello world. Okay, select hello world button. Press your Windows 10 or later device, literally says hello world. To close the app, select the stop debugging button in the toolbar. Alternatively, Choose Debug, stop debugging from the menu bar, or press Shift F5. Related content, UWP overview, get UWP app samples. Next step, congratulations on completing this tutorial. We hope you've learned some basics about UWP and the Visual Studio IDE. To learn more, continue with the following tutorial. Next one's called Tutorial Create a WPF application with C Sharp. This article was written on 12/3/24, which would have been just under 2 months ago.